I happen to be Mike Bianchi, the Bulldog, the sports columnist of the Orlando Sentinel. He is Kravitz, Brandon Kravitz, the hardest working man in sports media. Prime time Jaden Grimes, the prodigy of production. He's the man who puts the go in the show every single day. We are coming to you live from Orlando, from Jacksonville, from Tallahassee, and all points in between on the iHeart Radio app and the YouTube machine. We want to hear from you throughout the course of the show. You know how to do it. If you dare, you can enter that rage cage. That's that little red talkback microphone at the top of the page on the iHeart app. Press that microphone and you can rage away. We have in fact, I think we're going to have dueling text questions today. Kravitz laughed at my text question. We'll get your opinion, the listeners, later in the show. What are you laughing at? You know I got you on this one.
I don't know that you fully got me on this one, but so far it's Bianchi 1, Kravitz 0. I'm excited to key you all in on the details of this, but I almost spit out my sweet tea at lunch today when I read this.
Yes. Okay. You can also text us, by the way, on the Mills Air text line 50857. We got a lot of breaking news. Let's get to some highlights and headlines. Former Florida Gators quarterback DJ Lagway recently opened up to Matt Hayes, my good friend of USA Today, about his turbulent time at the University of Florida and the mental and physical health struggles that hampered him throughout. Lagway said he dealt with depression and isolation during his tenure in Gainesville, and that he never should have played during his freshman season due to injury issues. Quote, I was in a bubble down there. I didn't feel like a normal person. Yeah, I was depressed. I just stayed in my own lane, end quote. That's from DJ Lagway in USA Today. He said that he never stepped in a classroom at UF and didn't even know what the campus looked like. Kravitz, I read the entire story. It's a long story. Matt Hayes wrote a good story, got DJ Lagway to open up, but I'm sorry. The guy was making all of this NIL money, and he stunk last year. Injuries were not the issue last year. He even admitted that. And give me a break. I felt so alone. I felt like I was in a bubble. Dude, get out of your luxury condo and quit taking online classes and go to a real class with real people in it, and maybe you wouldn't feel so alone during the course of the day.
Yeah, because here's the thing with criticism. Everyone's brave and bold online. If DJ Lagway went to a class in Gainesville, all the students would be like, hey, DJ.
Right.
Love you, DJ. I'm friends with DJ Lagway. And look, heavy is the head that wears the crown. I have a really hard time being sympathetic. Players are getting paid now. I'm glad they deserve it. It should have always been this way in some regard, even if it's gone a little off the rails to start. But I cease to feel sympathy when you get paid more than 99% of Americans.
Right.
So if you can't deal with criticism, give the money back and be a true amateur athlete, right. And then we'll take it easy on you.
Big news in international sports. Transgender women athletes are now excluded from women's events at the Olympics after the IOC agreed today to a new eligibility policy, which aligns with U.S. President Donald Trump's executive order on sports ahead of the 2028 L.A. Games. Quote from the IOC. Eligibility for any female category event at the Olympic Games or any other IOC event, including individual and team sports, is now limited to biological females. The fact is, Kravitz, this was more of a political issue than a practical issue. No transgender athletes competed at the 2024 Paris Summer Games, though weightlifter Laurel Hubbard did at the Tokyo Olympics in 2021 without winning a medal. This obviously became an issue when Leah Thomas, the transgender swimmer, won a national title at the NCAA Swimming Championships a few years ago. Kravitz, why did the IOC and the NCAA and all of these other sports leagues allow this to become an issue. The vast majority of Democrats, the vast majority of Republicans, just about everybody agrees that biological men should not be competing against biological women in sports, period. The IOC got it right today, but it should have been done years ago.
I just think we have a really hard time in this country getting ahead of these things that end up turning into stories of discrimination, and that's what this became. And so you did have, well, the majority of people, no matter your political affiliation, agree. I agree. You agree. I mean, I think most people you run into, and even, this is one of those things, by your opinion on this issue, I actually cannot tell who you are politically aligned with.
Right.
And usually with issues in this country, the second you know someone's opinion on it, you know exactly where they voted these days. This is one that I think is a little bit more down the line, but there are those on the far left that have, I think, created a louder, they've put this conversation through a megaphone, and then because it was such a hot, obvious talking point for the far right, it became an issue that wasn't really an issue, because you did have people on the fringe of one side saying that you got to treat these people like they are what they assign themselves to be, and then it became such an obvious hot button topic for the other side that they knew that they could go to that anytime that they wanted to, low-hanging fruit, and they could rile up their base, and they were going to be right, because they are.
Right.
So I think that's how this became the story that it did.
Yeah. So
if I could distill it down.
Yeah, but now, thankfully, I think it's been settled, and we don't have to deal with it anymore, and we should have never had to deal with it in the first place. All right, LSU has fired fourth-year head basketball coach Matt McMahon and has reached an agreement to rehire former LSU coach Will Wade from North Carolina State. Wade's return to LSU comes 4 years after his firing over allegations of recruiting violations, paying players. All of those came to light during a federal corruption investigation into college basketball. So essentially he was fired for illegally paying players, and he's now being rehired because paying players is now legal, I guess. The topic of Wade's potential return to LSU, it's been out there for weeks. In fact, after NC State was eliminated from the ACC tournament a couple of weeks ago, here's what Wade said about the LSU job and NC State.
To be very clear, I'm excited at NC State. I was hired at NC State to do a job. This wasn't going to take 1 year. I've already met with our administration about next year and some of the changes that we need to make and some of the things that we need to do to put this program where it deserves long term. So I'm not, I don't, I'm not on social media. I'm not into gossip. I'm not into any of that sort of stuff. But look, we're going to win, and we're going to win big at NC State, and that's what we're going to do.
What a scumbag.
And then
And 2 weeks later, he's gone. What a scumbag. This guy is the ultimate sleaze, all right? He got fired for cheating. Oh, now they're bringing him back because he was so successful before. And I'm not saying he's not a good basketball coach. Kravitz.
but he's a really good basketball coach.
Yeah. The way Lane Kiffin handled his departure from Ole Miss to go to LSU, and now the way Will Wade handled his departure from NC State to go to LSU, LSU is now the most unlikable athletic department in the country.
Yes, bet it.
That's not a better to forget it.
Sorry, I got excited. I'm with you on that. It used to be Alabama. They were the big bad bully of college sports, and I think LSU, especially if they start winning. Now, if they suck, we'll forget, but typically LSU is pretty good at what they do across sports. They've been great at baseball. They've been great at football. They haven't quite figured basketball out yet, at least not since Shaq left. But yeah, I'm with you. I think they would rise to the top of the list. I can't think of anybody else that would be Ohio State, maybe.
Yeah, but even Alabama, like, people didn't hate Knicks. They hate. They didn't. No.
That's an out of touch thing to say.
No. They disliked Nick Saban because he was so dominant. I think people dislike LSU because they're so sleazy. They just feel dirty. LSU just feel like the way that Lane Kiffin thing just felt dirty to me.
It was very
not
dirty.
Not dominant, it's dirty.
Yeah. You can't argue with that. It was sleazy. They have two of the sleaziest coaches in sports.
Right.
Under their umbrella.
Right.
And isn't it interesting how we see sleazeballs in college football, but doesn't it seem like college basketball breeds more sleazeballs than any other sport? I wonder why that is.
Yeah, man. Even the legendary like Calipari and Patino, sleazy.
Oh my God! I mean, I just feel like
Right.
I feel like they're stealing my insurance every time I hear them talk.
And those are your highlights in your headlines.
Coming up next, how can you not be romantic about baseball? America's pastime discussed in detail, Ken Burns style. After this.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
This is your Tools Ace Hardware assist of the night. Paolo Banchero, mamma mia, in the lane for two.
28 seconds separating game and shot. Banchero dribbling quite a bit. Lost the handle, got it back. He's going to have to force it up this time. Gets to the cup, though, and the left-handed lay hits up and good.
If you're gearing up for game day, Tools Ace is your MVP for grilling greatness. From Big Green Egg to Traeger, they've got everything you need to fire up the flavor. 14 Central Florida locations, including their brand new store in downtown Windermere. Tools Ace is your neighborhood home maintenance expert, the helpful place. Every night and your best stop before the game. Go to toolsacehardware.com and go Magic.
Orlando, are you ready for a weekend getaway that's got something for everyone? Then pack your bags and head to Mission Resort and Club in beautiful Howey in the Hills, right there next to Claremont. Not only can you tee off on two stunning championship golf courses, El Campeon and Las Colinas, but you can also play pickleball, tennis, or rent a boat at the marina and explore the largest chain of lakes in Florida. They're beautiful. And when the day winds down, relax at the spa or dine at one of their 4 fabulous on-site restaurants. The Sunday Champagne Brunch is a feast you will thoroughly enjoy. Mission Resort is perfect for couples, families, or anyone just looking for a little escape close to home. If you just want to come over for a day of golf, book those tee times, and when you check in at the pro shop, tell them Mike Bianchi, the Bulldog, sent you, and you'll get a free bucket of range balls. For hotel reservations and tee times, go to missionresortandclub.com. That's missionresortandclub.com. Mission Resort, Central Florida's hidden gem, is just waiting for you.
The roadways are starting to get busy, and so are emergency crews, clearing up a couple accidents around the area. I-4 eastbound before World Drive, the right lane's blocked. On the ramp from I-4 eastbound to Altamont Drive, emergency crews are off to the shoulder, clearing up that earlier accident there where Orange Avenue meets Gore Street. There's a crash there as well. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. With 10 extravagant items for $3 or less, Taco Bell's new Luxe Value menu is starting to feel utterly fancy, especially with its new chocolate fudge and caramel empanadas. Enjoy. Just don't let the Luxe go to your head. Price and participation varies for a limited time. Tax extra.
Biggest stars from all genres of music that you love listening to all year long.
Don't miss our 2026 iHeart Radio Music Awards. Watch live on Fox tonight, starting at 8 p.m. And listen on iHeart radio stations across America and the free iHeart app.
Trashy is a proud partner of the 2026 iHeart Radio Music Awards. This spring, turn your closet clutter into rewards with the Take Back Bag. Learn more and get started at trashy.io.
Are your investments in the right accounts? What's best, traditional or Roth? Are you receiving all available tax deductions? Are you paying as little in tax as you can? These are all questions you can't afford to get wrong. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth, and in many cases, it's not what you make, but it's what you keep that makes the real difference. Trajan Wealth and Trajan Tax work closely together exclusively. No more guessing about whether you should do a Roth conversion, or if maxing out your 401k is really the best option. Our nationally recognized fiduciary advisors and CPA CPA team work in tandem to make sure your tax strategy works with your investment strategy. We'll even do your tax preparation. One team, one strategy. Isn't it time for a second opinion? Call Trajan today. 407-204-0300. That's 407-204-0300.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
Saturday, March 28th, the PFL brings two massive middleweight fights to Pittsburgh. Former middleweight world champion Johnny Eblen takes on Brian the Butcher Battle. And Pittsburgh's own Dalton Rasta takes on former champ Impa Kasanganai. Don't miss the action Saturday, March 28th at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN2.
If you care about predictions, you care about props. And now that the tournament field is down to 16, every possession matters. BetOnline has always been the home of real sports wagering, deep markets, sharp odds, and player props. And this round, BetOnline is offering an updated new $50,000 bracket contest. A fresh bracket, a fresh shot, $50,000 on the line. It's no longer about guessing, it's about knowing. BetOnline gives you the edge when it matters most. BetOnline, the game starts here.
At Macy's VIP sale, there isn't just one way to save. First, take 25% off our best brands, like Good American, Tommy Hilfiger, Calvin Klein, and so many more. Then, take 15% off must-have beauty and fragrance from Miu Miu, Yves Saint Laurent, and Prada. And Star Rewards members can earn Star Money even faster on everything else. Only at Macy's VIP sale. Hurry, it all ends Sunday. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
We are Orlando's sports leader, broadcasting live from the FM 96.9 The Game studio. Brought to you by the Nickley Group, Orlando's home team. Doing real estate differently. TheNickleyGroup.com.
I'm Daniel Alarcon. I'm John Green, co-host of the podcast The Away End with my old friend Daniel. I remember the first time I took my oldest son to an actual live soccer game, and when you step out through the concourse and you can see the field, he did like that, like a sharp intake of breath, and he said, "This is so unusual for my eyes." Oh, I love that. Together, we'll find out why, of all the unimportant things, football, soccer is the most important. Open your free iHeart Radio app, search The Away End with Daniel Alarcon and John Green, and listen now.
Is today the day you're making 96.9 The Game number one? Your number one preset, that is. What are you waiting for? Just open the free iHeart Radio app, search 96.9 The Game, and click Preset.
Everyone has a community to lean on. A neighborhood, school, kids' teams, where you worship, work out, or any other place or group where you choose to belong. Communities can provide support when you need it, and even when you don't know you do. Like when it comes to preventing underage drinking and other substance use. You've talked with your kids and shared clear expectations, but you're not with them every minute. Your community members, friends and relatives, teachers and coaches, faith leaders, and other important adults in your kids' lives can be your eyes, ears, and a supportive influence when you're not around, reinforcing your messages with your kids and alerting you to warning signs of underage drinking or other substance use. So talk with your kids about these issues and involve the members of your community to help keep your kids safe. Because when you talk, they hear you.
Orlando's new home for Florida State football is AM 810, Fox Sports Radio Orlando. Hear every game live on AM 810. Or search Fox Sports Radio Orlando on the free iHeart Radio app. Welcome back to the premier afternoon sports show in the state of Florida.
All music talk baseball. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Hey, it's not too late to get in the game.
Yeah. Baseball season started last night, opening night. Aaron Judge, by the way, went hitless for the first time on opening day, struck out 4 times for the Yankees. That was the first time he struck out 4 times in almost 2 years, but the Yankees still produced plenty of offense. They beat the San Francisco Giants 7-0 last night. on Major League Baseball's opening night. Here's some highlights.
Here's pitch for Webb. Swing on, drive to the gap in right center field. That's going to get down. Everybody's running. Here comes McMahon. Wells flying around third. Grisham to second, thinking about third. Here's a throw to third. He dives head first. He's in there with a triple. 2-run triple. And the Yankees have a 5-0 lead here at San Francisco. Pitch. Swing on line drive center field. Bellinger will score. Moving to second is Rice, and Giancarlo Stanton just hit a rocket shot to Bader at center field to make it a 6-0 Yankee lead here in the 5th inning. That's his second hit tonight. Right-hand hitter Schmidt, 0 for 2, been hit by pitches. A fly ball right field. Easy play for Judge. And he backs up, makes the catch. Victory for the New York Yankees in the 2026 opener. A resounding 7-0 win here in San Francisco.
There you have it. The Yankees, the hated Yankees, win 7-0. So baseball season.
Wrong sport, Mike. That's the wrong sport.
What's nil?
Yep.
Yeah. No. All right. So baseball season has officially kicked off. We've got a full slate of games today. I'm looking at the scores now. Mets beating the Pirates 7-4 right now. Brewers beating the White Sox 4-1. The Nationals beating the Cubbies 4-2. All sorts of games going on right now. And Kravitz, I'm not going to lie to you, all right? Every year at this time, every year since you've known me, right?
Yep.
You've heard me say, this is the year. This is the year I'm going to rediscover baseball.
You do say that without fail every year. Is this the year that you're officially not going to say it?
I'm not going to.
You say it so convincingly. Not only do I slightly buy it, I think you buy it.
Well, here's the thing. Baseball, I've told you this many times. Baseball was my favorite sport as a kid, all right? In fact, I think baseball is probably everybody's or most everybody's favorite sport as a kid because when you're a kid, baseball sort of fits, all right? Because you don't have any deadlines. Your life is just sort of carefree. You don't, again, it sort of matches the pace of childhood where again, what do you do? You go to school, you come home, or at least when I was a kid, you went to school, you came home, you went outside and played with your friends until dark, and that mom had dinner waiting when you were done with that, and that was your life, okay? That was your life. So that was the pace of your childhood, and then when you get older, you go to college, you get a job. Sometimes you get 2 jobs like we have or 3 jobs. You have kids. You have to spend time with the wife. And you don't have time. That 3 hours that you used to watch baseball games, that's a luxury that you don't have anymore. So I don't have time for baseball. I'm willing to admit that. I'm not going to rediscover the game this year. I don't have time for baseball. And back in the day, now we're watching MLS, trying to keep up with soccer, trying to keep up with other sports that we didn't really have when I was a kid. We had 3 sports, football, baseball, basketball. Now you have, I watch golf now. I try to keep up with Orlando City and watch some MLS. I don't have time.
I'm curious to see how it changes, and I think we're starting to finally, because we've had this same conversation for a while, and maybe we're actually going to start to see the end of this survey of part of the reason baseball was that sport for you and I think a lot of people listening when you were a kid. You're right about the pace of your life. It's slower. You're not on a time crunch. Who cares how long the game takes? I'm not doing anything anyway. Right. And when we were growing up, both of us, me in the 90s, you in the 40s, 70s, that was at the height of its popularity in both of those eras. And so you idolize those players. It fit your lifestyle, and it was probably the first sport you played because there's youth baseball everywhere. Right. That's what everyone I grew up with played baseball. So you know what I did? I played baseball. And that's why I fell in love with the game at a young age. Well, but now soccer has taken over as the everybody plays that when they're a kid, especially in this state. I can't speak for everywhere else in the country. But if you drive by a soccer field on a Saturday, it's packed. It looks like Messi's playing at all of these games. There's just people everywhere. And I wonder how that's going to change things, because if you don't grow up playing it and you don't have a local team for a lot of us in this state, certainly the markets listening to us, is it still ingrained in you as a kid? Because that's the reason why I was able to come back to it, is because I had that base of I still get nostalgic every time I look at a Major League Baseball diamond. There's a part of me that turns back into a kid. And it's not just I love betting baseball, but it's not just that side of it. There is this, especially on opening day, there's just something magical about it. And if you didn't grow up with that, why would it be magical to you?
But I still get nostalgic about baseball. Because it does. I get nostalgic about the idea of baseball, not about baseball itself. Because if back then, you again, you had the time to wait to watch a game and wait for something great to happen in the game. Now you don't have time to wait.
Well, here's the thing. This is my plea to people out there who are thinking today like Mike is thinking. Now, I get no kickback from Major League Baseball if you watch the game, but if you had love for it, there's somewhere in you that appreciates the game of baseball. In the high-paced society we live in now, wouldn't it be nice to just put your phone down, to stop worrying about what the time on your Alexa says at every moment? The email that just rolled in, you don't have to answer it. We got by just fine in 1995 without answering emails the second they rolled in, and just watch a couple of innings of baseball. I think one of the things that people get lost on is this idea that you have to sit down for 9 innings. This is the beauty of now use technology to your advantage. They have this highlight show in the morning on MLB Network called Quick Pitch. It's about 30 minutes. It's fast-paced. It shows you everything that happened the night before, and it gives you the radio calls behind the highlights, so those are even more exciting. That's what got me back in on a day-to-day basis to baseball, not sitting down and watching 9 innings every single day. You're right. Nobody has time to do that anymore. I would suggest taking a moment to peel back, because I think it's just healthy for all of us, but there are so many ways to catch up on this sport via the highlight world that if you enjoy it, don't cut your nose off to spite your face and just let yourself enjoy it.
But I've got NCAA tournament games to watch.
Well, if the Sweet 16 gets in the way, I'm not gonna hate you for it. As the great Humphrey Bogart once said, a hot dog at a game beats a roast beef at the Ritz. Okay? Enjoy the game of baseball today.
Play it again, Sam. He also
coming
said
up. Yeah, see, coming up. More Game On, your favorite afternoon show.
You dirty rat, you.
With Bianchi and Kravitz, we'll be back right after this.
If your financial plan isn't hitting it out of the ballpark, maybe it's time to step up to the plate with a different team. That's kind of where I was. I had accounts, I had savings, I had a 401k. I thought I was doing the right things, but I really didn't have a full plan. Then I met with Trajan Wealth. They looked at everything, not just investments, but taxes, retirement income, estate planning, and showed me how it all should be working together instead of being all over the place. That's their family office model. Everything under one roof. And I'll tell you, I walked out of that meeting feeling better than I had in years about my retirement when it comes. I'm a client now because they earned my trust. They explained everything, answered every question, and helped me build a plan that actually makes sense for my life. Call Trajan Wealth today at 407-204-0300. Tell them Mike Bianchi sent you. Or visit TrajanWealth.com to schedule your free consultation. That's TRAJAN Wealth.com. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC, SEC registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Actual client, paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
The City Beautiful now has a pro volleyball squad that we can all rally behind. The MLV champs, the Orlando Valkyries. Fast, loud, flying above the net, non-stop entertainment. Professional women's volleyball is one of the best live sports that is out there. And we've got a game head section that you can be a part of. Just email me, Kravitz at 969thegame.com, and we'll see if we can get you a seat on us. Bring the friends, bring the family, bring the noise, and head coach Amy Pauley will bring the dubs. It's the Valkyries, Orlando's pro volleyball team.
Coach Becht here. Spring football is coming to Orlando March 29th at 8 p.m. at Inter & Co Stadium. Your Orlando Storm versus the Columbus Aviators. And at halftime, the one and only DJ Khaled, live.
Get tickets at UFLstorm.com.
Here's something most of us don't want to think about, but probably should. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton here for our friend Mike Lester and the team at Talon Wealth Management.
That thing we don't want to talk about is a will. If you don't have one, Mike and his team would like to help you out. They'll start you off with a comprehensive financial plan.
If you are 55 or over and have saved at least $250,000 for retirement, the Talon Comprehensive Financial Plan is complimentary. And when that plan's in hand, you will also receive the gift of a will and trust courtesy of Talon Wealth.
The folks at Talon Wealth are not attorneys, but they work with a group of attorneys who'll provide a will and trust at no charge to you. Reach out at 813-755-5000. 813-755-5000. One more time, that's 813-755-5000. And be sure and tell them that Clay and Buck sent you.
Advisory services offered through Talon Private Wealth, LLC, a SEC-registered investment advisor. The information provided is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be construed as legal, tax, or financial advice.
Orlando Magic basketball lives here on 96.9 The Game, and your game day Magic coverage is powered by IBEW Local 606. Proud to serve electrical workers across Central Florida, providing its members with a supportive community, training, valuable benefits, and advancement opportunities. IBEW Local 606 has been powering and serving Central Florida for over 75 years, and they are the dream team for electrical workers across this area. For more info, head to IBEWLocal606.org and go Magic.
Before smartphones, there was MapQuest. Before GPS, there was MapQuest. Before Google Maps, there was MapQuest. And guess what? MapQuest is back. Now on your phone. No printer required. Download the MapQuest app on the App Store or visit MapQuest.com.
The world's best bull riders. One shot, 8 seconds, no mercy. The rankest bulls in the sport are waiting. This is professional bull riding. Watch it live as we unleash the beast. This weekend from Albuquerque, only on Paramount Plus.
Your freedom is everything, and the Trey Flynn Law Office is here to preserve it when the stakes are high. Trey is board certified at the state and federal level and is committed to winning and working for you. Trey is a trusted member of the Central Florida community. He's as polished and experienced a lawyer as you will find, and he's got all the stats to back it up. In sports, bat calls change games. In court, they change lives. Call Trey Flynn Law when you need a win in the clutch. 407-557-6350 or visit TreyFlynn.com.
I'm worth a lot more.
I'm worth a lot more.
I'm worth more.
You know what? You're right. And we want to pay more at Give Me the VIN because good cars are worth more. And so are you. For top price, trust, and ease of transaction, GiveMeTheVIN.com, America's best car buyer.
Nice try, Dad.
Ever ask yourself if you still got it? Here it comes. You got it. You just don't always feel it. At Advent Health, we'll help you get it back. Get the same level care the pros do.
Gotcha.
Next day.
Watch and learn. Still got it.
For next day appointments with the leader in orthopedics, visit nextdayorthoappointments.com. Advent Health, proud partner of the Orlando Magic and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Be sure to tune in the day after the game for the Tools Ace Hardware Assist of the Night, brought to you by me, Brandon Kravitz. And if you're gearing up for game day, Tools Ace is your MVP for grilling greatness. From Big Green Egg to Traeger, they've got everything you need to fire up the flavor with 14 Central Florida locations, including their brand new store in downtown Windermere. Tools Ace is your neighborhood home maintenance expert, the helpful place every night, and your best stop before the game. Visit toolsacehardware.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, 25, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right, you can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code July25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code July25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code July25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Let's take a moment to breathe. Deep inhale. Extend your spine. Remain focused on what you're doing. If safe to do so, exhale slowly, leaning to one side. Inhale back to center. If safe to do so, exhale slowly to the opposite side. Find mental health resources at loveyourmindtoday.org. This message is brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Warehouse of Orlando.
Hey there, Central Florida, Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Laurel Blanchard here with your Thursday night forecast. After the last of those showers start to fizzle out, we're going to be in for seeing mainly clear skies tonight with low winds, which does mean we're going to be seeing some patchy fog heading into your Friday. Speaking of your Friday, it's going to be a warm one. Temperatures lingering in the upper 80s, close to 90 as we wrap up the work week. And this weekend, big changes on the way, scattered showers, as well as temperatures dropping back down into the mid-70s on Sunday.
The semi-annual warehouse clearance event is on at Mattress Warehouse. Save up to $1,000 warehouse-wide with their lifetime price guarantee and 100% comfort guarantee. Why shop anywhere else? Limited time clearance savings only at Mattress Warehouse. Visit mattresswarehouse.com.
Dolphins play here. Catch every game right here on 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and the iHeart Radio app.
This is Anthony Black with the Orlando Magic, and you're locked into Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Taking requests on the text line today. Put me in, coach! It's opening day in baseball across the country. Howard Carey here.
With a little John Fogerty. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play today.
You sound like Nixon after a bender.
I'm not a crook.
I'm not a drunk. I got a text here on the Mills Air text line at 50857. Let's hear Center Field by John Fogerty, one of the great baseball songs that's out there. We'll play a few more hits throughout the course of the show. Somebody said on the text line, why not just have a baseball game on in the background, Mike? That's what I do. Or you can bet on the game like Kravitz.
Yeah. I actually think Kravitz was in the baseball you watch baseball even before you got into betting heavily on it.
Yes.
Right.
What betting has done is made me into other teams on a day-to-day basis. But I got back into baseball. The Orioles got good a couple of years ago. Say like 2016 is when the slow drip. It didn't all rush back at once, but that's when I started paying attention again, where I at least had an idea of what was going on, who the stars were, my team, and also streaming changed the game. I've always liked watching Orioles games, but it wasn't an option for not being in Baltimore unless they were on national TV, which the Orioles are never on national TV. And then when the MLB package became a thing, and especially now as a T-Mobile customer, by the way, you get it for free as part of your phone package. So it's an obvious.
I'm curious. I'm curious about our listeners. Are any of the listeners out there like me? You just don't have time, or you feel you don't have time to get back into baseball?
Yeah. I'm curious as well. Text in 50857. We have another question we want to ask you about baseball in a moment, but right now it's time for some motivation.
This is Jamal Mosley, head coach of the Orlando Magic, and this is your daily coach quote of the day.
Our daily source of inspiration and motivation, and with today being the theme being opening day, I'm not sure how motivational this is, but it is a fun quote. The two most important things in life are good friends and a strong bullpen. That is our daily coach quote of the day. The text question today that I thought of was best ballpark food. And, I mean, you can go with the standard
hot dog,
peanuts, and Cracker Jacks. But I have a list that I can rattle off if the moment calls for it, of the new food that is being displayed, promoted at ballparks around the country. And it is incredible some of the things that they have thought of. This is like a big promotional push around ballparks around the country. So,
you know what the problem with your question is? Here's the problem with your question. Most people don't go to ballparks. Most people don't go to baseball games. I mean, that's the problem.
I would say that most of our listeners have been to multiple ballparks in their lives.
I would say not. I would say not. I mean,
Okay.
I would say
it
not.
doesn't matter because I'm far less entertained by my question than I am by your question.
So I sent a question. I sent a text question idea. We do our little show prep in the morning, and Kravitz sent his. And I go, well, I think a much better baseball text question would be, tell us a story about your first baseball mitt, your first baseball glove. And Kravitz, like, I could hear him audibly laughing at the question, and he sent a retort back like, people have stories about their gloves?
I mean, as someone who grew up, my first love was baseball.
Right.
It wasn't even like I had an option. It was all I knew. I grew up in Baltimore. The Colts had already left. I played baseball at a young age. All I knew was baseball. I loved it. And I played it. And I have no recollection.
Your first glove?
I got a glove. I played baseball. You get a glove. You go out, and then you play the game with the glove on. You're on defense.
I remember when I was like 7, 8 years old, maybe 8 or 9. And there was a neighbor that lived next to us. Her name was Betty Nixon, and she worked at Sears, all right? Sears and Roebuck. And she got a 10% discount on all the merchandise. And she and my mom took me to Sears, and we got my first baseball glove, a Ted Williams model. Ted Williams had an endorsement deal with Sears, and I still remember it was like $10, and I took it home and I put the Neat's foot oil on it, oiled it up, and put it under my mattress to get it all loose and broken in. How can you not remember your first? Everybody remembers their first baseball glove. Jaden Grimes. Never mind.
No.
Your dad didn't teach you to ride a bike. He probably didn't buy you a baseball glove either.
There was a baseball glove in my grandmother's house that was probably double the age of me that I just walked around the house with. That's about it.
So anyway, Kravitz is laughing at my idea before the show. So
this was classic.
There's 4 guys standing out in the lobby here.
Average age of 57.
Yeah. So I open the door. I go, will you tell this guy that everybody remembers their first baseball glove? And one after the other.
I mean, it was crazy. It was like a parade of stories.
Yeah.
How do you guys know this?
And
Kyle, if you said to me, tell me, Brandon, you grew up playing baseball. Tell me the story of your first glove. I would just be stone solid quiet. I don't know. I got a glove. I put it on. I played baseball. And I can't believe people have stories about this.
Listen to the story Kyle told, who was out in the lobby. Kyle says, my mom went into our attic and found my first glove, and now I'm going to put it in my baby. Kyle just had a new baby. I'm going to put it in my baby's crib. There you have it, Kravitz. Oh, what's the better text question? Text in 50857. Is it, I remember the hot dog I had at the ballpark?
I don't want your stories. I want to know what you've had, what you like.
Let's see. Hot dogs,
the Mariners
peanuts.
The Mariners are making a huckle-nut cannoli. We can talk about that.
Good God. What's a huckle-nut cannoli? What's a huckle-nut?
don't know. I don't. It's a sweet cream. It's made with rosemary-scented ricotta cannoli shells filled with huckleberry sweet cream, toasted hazelnuts drizzled in a smoked huckleberry caramel.
I will say that sounds how. Yeah.
It looks good, too. Anyway, tell us about your quote.
Your first baseball glove. We want a good story. Best story wins the prize.
That's right. Next winter, we want to know.
You have no sense.
We want to know about your mittens.
You call yourself a baseball fan. You call yourself a baseball fan. Good.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Oh, God. You guys can't keep doing this to me. You want an air conditioning company that cycles through AC units, not technicians. Mills Air's retention rate tells you everything you need to know about the company. Companies that treat their people well are the ones that are going to treat you well. Mills Air, family-owned and operated. They've provided affordable, friendly, expert services across Central Florida since 1992. Over the last 30 years, they've grown to be one of Central Florida's largest and most respected companies around. Give them a call. Tell them Brandon Kravitz from Game On sent you by 407-277-1159 and online at millsair.com.
All right, guys, let's be honest. Football season hits, and between the wings, the pizza, and a few too many beers, that jersey starts fitting a little bit tighter. Then you swear you'll drop the weight, but no matter what diet you try, nothing sticks. That's why I want to tell you about Florida Center for Hormones and Wellness. These folks are Central Florida's leaders in medical weight loss. This isn't some fad diet or magic powder. It's a doctor-supervised program that combines hormone optimization, nutrition coaching, and yes, those new injectable weight loss medications everyone's talking about. They customize it all for you, and the results are fast. Most guys lose 20 pounds or more in just 6 to 10 weeks, safely. You'll have more energy, better sleep, and honestly, you'll just feel good again. It's time for you to make your fourth quarter comeback. Go to hormonesandwellness.com/bulldog and tell them Mike Bianchi, the Bulldog, sent you. That's hormonesandwellness.com/bulldog.
Slow ride already, I-4 eastbound between 417 and 535. Accident still blocking the left lane, 429 southbound before Sinclair Road, and a crash on I-4 eastbound at State Route 436 has traffic moving slowly in that area as well. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Katie Wilkins.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
This is Ross Chastain, NASCAR driver and your Fresh from Florida farmer. When you shop for locally grown fruits and vegetables, look for the Fresh from Florida logo. It's a sign of local pride, peak freshness, and quality you can trust. That little logo, it's a big deal.
Saturday, March 28th, the PFL brings two massive middleweight fights to Pittsburgh. Former middleweight world champion Johnny Eblen takes on Brian the Butcher Battle. And Pittsburgh's own Dalton Rasta takes on former champ Impa Kasanganai. Don't miss the action Saturday, March 28th at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN2.
A family office is a team built to handle the three biggest financial responsibilities a family faces: wealth management, tax strategy, and estate planning. Most firms only manage your investments and refer the rest out, hoping everyone stays aligned. At Trajan, we built something different. Your wealth, tax planning, and estate planning are handled together inside one firm under one roof. There's no guessing whether your CPA, advisor, and estate attorney are truly in sync, because our team works together every day on your behalf. When your financial life becomes more complex, your advice should become more coordinated, not more fragmented. One plan, one trusted team. Call Trajan today, 407-204-0300. That's 407-204-0300.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
At Rental World, we've served Osceola County since 1971 with top-quality equipment, competitive prices, and unbeatable service. From mini excavators and stump grinders to pressure washers and dump trailers. As a Steel Elite dealer, we carry everything from chainsaws to trimmers, plus concrete saws and more. For a limited time, BR 600 blowers are $50 off. FS 56 RC trimmers are $30 off, and more deals in store. Visit RentalWorldFL.com or stop by today. Rental World, making your job easier for over 50 years.
Before smartphones, there was MapQuest. Before GPS, there was MapQuest. Before Google Maps, there was MapQuest. And guess what? MapQuest is back. Now on your phone. No printer required. Download the MapQuest app on the App Store or visit MapQuest.com.
If you want your windows there and we pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Protect your home with factory direct impact windows from Reese Windows and Doors. At Reese, they've been installing affordable, high-quality windows for over 50 years, and most windows are installed in under 8 weeks. Get out your phone because now is your chance to win them for free. Just text the word TRUST to 20129 to win $25,000 in new windows from Reese Windows and Doors. Text TRUST to 20129 and good luck from Reese Windows and Doors.
With 10 extravagant items for $3 or less, Taco Bell's new Luxe Value menu is starting to feel utterly fancy, especially with its new chocolate fudge and caramel empanadas. Enjoy. Just don't let the Luxe go to your head. Price and participation varies for a limited time. Tax extra.
Follow The Game on Facebook at 96.9 The Game. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-224-5353. That's 800-224-5353. Again, that's 800-224-5353.
When you're buying a home, who you work with matters as much as anything else in the process. That's why you need Kevin Krager with LPT Realty on your side. Kevin doesn't just unlock doors. He brings a deep knowledge of market trends, the latest home buyer programs, and cutting-edge real estate technology. But what truly sets him apart is twofold. Kevin's strong background in construction certainly helps, and the understanding of the investment side of home buying. Any expert you talk to says that using an agent who is also an investor is the true cheat code to doing this home buying endeavor in the best possible way. Kevin knows what to look for so that you don't end up in a money pit. From foundation to roofline, he's focused on protecting your investment every step of the way. And even after closing, his service doesn't stop there. Kevin has the resources to help with repairs or any upgrades that you may need. Call Kevin Krager with LPT Realty today. Your future home will thank you.
WYGM Orlando, WJRR HD2, Cocoa Beach, Orlando, and iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human.
This is Jonathan Isaac of the Orlando Magic. Way to rebound from that commercial break, guys. Now back to Bianchi and Kravitz.
Hey, guys. You can't beat a hot dog fresh off the cooker. You don't even need any condiments. Just wrap it in tin foil and keep it hot. And I certainly remember my first glove, given to me by my grandfather, who served in the American Revolution. It was very special to me.
Ah, nice. American Revolution glove. Gotta love it. Tell us about your first glove. 50857.
Yo, you quit laughing when you announced the question.
I said it as straight as I could.
Your first baseball glove. That's what we want to know. A story behind it.
That's right.
Somebody texted, my first glove was a Davy Lopes signature glove. I was 6 and I'm now 54, and I remember getting it like it was yesterday. Do you remember working the glove, though? Getting it, breaking it in?
So one of the toughest things to do as a baseball player is to change your glove, to go from the flimsy, almost feels like it's just part of your hand and the way that you would move with you. Go to a new glove that's all stiff.
Right.
And you could sleep on it and throw it in the microwave or elbow drop it like Randy Savage. It just takes time, a lot of games to wear it
you got
down.
to put neat's foot oil on it, too. That loosens it up, loosens up all the tendons in that leather.
I'm thinking back, and now that we're having this conversation, I can picture the glove, but I don't have a story other than that I was a dynamic first baseman, really good defender. They parked me at first base because I was slow. They didn't want me at shortstop. I couldn't chase the ball down.
Of course.
Even as a kid, I was kind of a big lug. One of my great life regrets, though, was exiting baseball too soon. That's one thing I don't regret a lot in my life. I'm kind of one of those that even the bad experiences kind of make you who you are and all of that. That's one thing, if I could take it back, would be quitting baseball. I quit baseball before I was forced to, and that's when I should have quit baseball, and they were like, "You're not good anymore.
Right.
You need to go." Like I couldn't make the team or something like that. I stopped playing because it just took too much time. I wanted to hang out with my friends. I was 14 years old, and you want to hang out with your friend group, and then rather than going to practice at night, you want to hang out, and that's the reason. And looking back, that's just I missed so many great opportunities, and who knows what it could have developed into. I was pretty good. I don't know that I would have done anything past high school ball, but I also didn't give myself the chance to even figure that out.
So I'm moving right now, and I was going through some old stuff as I was moving. I have this big trunk that has like all my stuff from high school, my high school football, or my high school yearbooks and old newspaper clippings. So I kept the one clipping, all right, from when I was all area second base at Interlochen High School. And it's from the Palatka Daily News, all right? It's on the front page of the sports section, written by Danny Hood, the sports editor. And we had beaten Crescent City in the game, and the headline was, Bianchi smashes game-winning triple to win the game.
Nails.
Yeah.
Nails.
Still got it.
Could you picture Bianchi and I locking down the 3 and the 4? You think anyone's getting past our side? We're
No
like the
way.
steel curtain.
No way.
First base and second base. You had to hit it to the left because you're not getting anything done over here.
Plus, I was the fastest white man in Putnam County as well. I could get on base essentially anytime I wanted to. I could do like this push bunt, and I was a lefty. I could do like this push bunt, surprise him with the push bunt and beat the throw to first just about every time. Yeah.
Like a white Ricky Henderson.
I was.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Somebody said, how are these people so old when they got how old were these people when they got their first glove? I was 3 when I got my first one.
What?
If you're 3 when you get your first glove, though, you're not using it. 3-year-olds don't have the dexterity to catch a ball with a glove or a ball, period. So getting a glove at 3 is just a prop. You're not using it.
Right.
You're not catching a ball.
Somebody texted in oil and rubber bands and the bed. That's right. You'd put rubber bands, you put your glove and close it and put the rubber bands around it.
That's one thing. Neither of us have purchased a glove in a while. I bet the price of gloves has skyrocketed over the years.
I have no.
Yeah. I'm sure they're at least $100. Like a nice new glove, I would think is $100. Text in if we're wrong about that too. 50857, though I could probably Google it, but it would be more entertaining if you guys text in about it. More Game On coming up in just a moment. Polapalooza on the way. 5 mind benders for you as we flow through the hottest topics from the week. We are back with that shortly, but right now, a quick 60-second update from our friends at Fox Sports Radio.
We wait for this moment all week. It's a party. It's a bash. It's Polapalooza.
It's Polapalooza time here on Game On. Bianchi waits all week for this one. It is the scratch to his pole itch. 5 questions, all mind benders, things that we've discussed throughout the course of the week. Happy Thursday to all. Let's get to
Polapalooza.
What is it?
Polapalooza. Huh? Polapalooza.
It would help, Mike, if I pulled up the polls. I was busy looking at all these ballpark foods. How about the Mariners have a helmet filled with crab claws?
Mm.
And then I'm going to read you one more before we get to it.
Crab claws are too much trouble.
Well, they have like tables. You know, you're probably not bringing these back to your seat. You can sit at a table.
Still, I don't like to even order crab claws when I'm out at a restaurant because it's too much trouble to get to the meat.
The Astros have a new fried chicken waffle sandwich made with pepper jack cheese, bacon, onion jam, and honey chipotle aioli. Oh my God. Oh my, I just realized that I'm starving. Okay. Poll question number 1. With today being opening day, who you got winning the World Series? The Dodgers or the field?
Oh, come on. It's baseball. Anything can happen in baseball. I always saw that in the World Baseball Classic. Anybody can win at any given time. You always take the field in Major League Baseball. I would be interested to see what the percentage. Do you have that?
I do. The percentage is not on the field, and I'll take the Dodgers also over the field. 57% of the vote on the L.A. Dodgers, best team in baseball to three-peat. They are loaded.
No, what is the actual percentage of the Dodgers winning the World Series versus the field? Not what our voters say.
Well, you want to know what the odds are?
What are the odds like of the Dodgers winning the World Series?
I am embarrassed to admit that I don't know that off the top of my head, even though I've looked at it multiple times. They are plus 230 to win the World Series, so significantly lower than 56%.
Right.
So the voting public would be wrong according to the odds makers. Help us settle the debate from earlier this week. Which job do you consider the better job in college basketball? Is it the UNC Tar Heels or the Duke Blue Devils?
I know probably Duke is going to win this, but the only reason Duke is considered a better job is because of what Mike Krzyzewski did at Duke. North Carolina is the better job. North Carolina has more money. They're the big state school in a basketball crazed area. They have more big money boosters than Duke does. North Carolina's by far the better job. It's just that Duke won so many games and national championships under Mike Krzyzewski that there's a perception that that's the better job when really it's not.
What is perception again?
Perception is perception.
It starts with an R.
Perception to the foolish at heart. People think perception is reality.
Well, there you go. It is. Now let's play a quick game. Because what do you think? What do you think high school athletes that are good enough to play at either one of those schools care about? Now, both are offering a bunch of money. Both are going to have very good coaches. UNC will get someone that's highly thought of. Duke already has someone in John Shire who got the rub from Coach K, and he's done a good job early on in his tenure. So they're in an equal footing. They're in the same state. Both great basketball schools. So what would give one the leg up over the other?
With a high school
athlete. When they
first of all, the top programs today don't build their roster through high schools. They build their programs through the portal. So I don't think the portal guys.
Cameron Boozer, where did he transfer from?
I'm
Cooper
saying,
Flagg, where did he transfer from?
Didn't. No,
Howell Banchero, where did he transfer from?
Those are one and done guys. I understand that.
Con Knippel. So Duke,
to answer your question.
Here, this is the game that I wanted to play with this, though. Okay, So we just talked about some players. If I said name a couple of players recently that have been drafted out of Duke, you'd have no issue.
Right.
Half of them are on the Magic.
Right.
Name the last couple of players drafted out of UNC. Skirt. That is the car break screen.
Cole Anthony, baby.
Cole Anthony, 2020, 15th overall pick. Drake Powell is the most recent UNC draft pick, 22nd overall in 2025. Harrison Ingram. Ever heard of him? No, you haven't. Second round pick, 2024. Walker Kessler, 2022. They have not been cranking
All
out
right,
the hits.
I'm changing my vote, Duke.
Thank you. I wasn't going to move on until you did. 55% of the votes say Duke as well. So you guys, 55% of you are right. What is your general opinion of ESPN's TGL? Boring and pointless. Fine for what it is. I absolutely love it. Or what is the TGL? I want your vote, and I want you to guess what is winning. I think it's boring and pointless. I'll get my vote out there first.
I think it's fine for what it is. Somebody texted in yesterday. If you watch TGL, the golfers do have they show a lot more personality. They're candid. They do these interviews during the event, and they sort of show a side of themselves you never get to see when they're somber and stern on a real golf course. So that's sort of enticing. Again, it doesn't interest me, but I think it's fine for what it is.
All right, that's your vote. What do you think won the poll or is winning the poll currently?
What is TGL?
You're correct. Overwhelmingly. 49% of the vote on what is TGL. That's why I specifically did not write out what it was. Also, don't know that off the top of my head. Is it the Golf League or Tigers Golf League? Or you don't know either?
No.
Okay, great. By the way, at 96.9 Game On is where you can go and vote on these. In regards to the Dan Orlovsky ranking of Ty Simpson over Fernando Mendoza, which of these is more likely, assuming you are the conspiracy theory type, that Orlovsky was told by ESPN to create draft drama because there isn't any, or that he was swayed by his agency? And for added context, for those that hadn't heard the story yet, Dan Orlovsky is represented by CAA. This is a very big, reputable agency, sports agency. He is represented by them, as is Ty Simpson. Fernando Mendoza is represented by a different agency. So there are those that think that Orlovsky is pushing the guy that's on his team, essentially. Whether or not that's accurate is up to you to figure out or decide. But then there's the ESPN side. So if you're a conspiracy theorist, which of those is more likely? That his network is saying, hey, we need some drama, or that his agency is saying, hey, can you pump our guy up?
I don't think either is accurate, but...
You think Dan Orlovsky... So
No, I think the closest thing to being accurate is I think Dan Orlovsky himself, who likes to be controversial. I think he wanted to create drama on his own and have a counter point of view than what most people think, just so people would be talking about Dan Orlovsky and what he said. I don't think ESPN told him to say that. I think he decided, hey, this would be a good take. This would be a good hot take.
But you don't think that ESPN does that? Where they say, hey, we need a topic. Can you go... Do you feel this in any way in your heart? Okay, great. Can you go say this on shows?
Yeah, they may have suggested. I believe that happens. I
think that's what happened. That's
they
my
may have
vote.
suggested it. If he didn't really believe, if he didn't, I mean, I don't think they told him you have to say this. They say, why don't you want to say this?
I think that is far more likely,
right,
and I appreciate the fact that Pat McAfee actually pushed someone in an interview and said that you were represented by the same and had him respond to that. But CAA is such a massive agency; they don't need Orlovsky to go out and promote their guy. I think that's sort of a ridiculous theory, but I think ESPN nudged him. 59% of the vote agree with that ESPN may have nudged him. Okay, so I saw this one on the news today. This is poll question number 5. We'll wrap with this one. A Florida woman was awarded $14 million after accidentally swallowing nails and metal fragments in a butter pecan ice cream cone that she bought at an ice cream shop.
Okay.
Would you swallow nails for $14 million.
How big are the nails?
She is alive, by the way, but she had to get intestinal surgery because they were like,
penny nails.
You know, they're about like an inch long.
Inch long?
What it looked like. I just saw the images.
And what was the surgery that she had to have?
It was some intestine. They had to,
she
put her
fine
down, open up her intestines, take the nails out.
She fine now?
I think she's doing okay.
Yes.
Yeah, but you don't know that you would be fine. Just because she's fine doesn't mean that you would be. I think there's a little bit of variance in swallowing nails.
No,
Jaden,
worth the risk. I'm doing every nail.
I would need to like be in the hospital.
No.
Ready for the doctors to have.
Nope. You are parked at Brewster's eating ice cream. And I'm only mentioning Brewster's because that was the ice cream shop that she bought the ice cream from. It was in Melbourne,
I would still do it, and then right after I ate them, I would rush to the hospital.
Jaden, how much less could I offer you to say yes to this?
You could have said $1 million, and I probably would have done it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, come on. 57% of the vote swallowing nails. And you get free ice cream out of it, too. Kind of a sleeper in all of that. That right there, Polapalooza for the week. Up next, a big-time signing for Orlando City. Just how big is it? We'll check in with one of Apple TV's finest after this.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be right back after this.
Baseball season starting in earnest today. And baseball fans knows that to have a great team, you just can't be all offense, right? You have to be strong up the middle. You have to have a defense that's able to, stop those line drives. And in Florida, your windows or your home's best defense. They're your shortstop. They're your second baseman. They're your never anything gets by you. Infield. Renewal by Anderson's acclaim impact windows are engineered with high velocity impact and flying debris during storms. They can withstand it, all right? They've been tested in extreme weather conditions, so when the winds start howling, your home stands firm. But they're not just about defense. These windows provide excellent insulation, cutting energy loss, and helping lower your utility bills. That means cool comfort in the summer and savings all year long. Plus, their Fibrex material is twice as strong as vinyl. No warping, no cracking, no early retirement. Add in noise reduction and a sleek look that boosts your home's value, and you've got a championship caliber upgrade. And right now, during their exclusive 1 month only sale, when you purchase one window or door, you'll receive the second 40% off. And with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 12 months, it's never been easier to upgrade. So hurry. This offer ends April 30th, and restrictions apply whether you're in Central Florida, the Gulf Coast, or up in Jacksonville. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your complimentary in-home consultation. License number CGC 1527613. Renewal by Anderson, where comfort meets quality.
Axe throwing bars are popping up left and right in Central Florida, so how do you know which one to go to? Bananas Axe Cabana, the best in town. Stuart, a gracious owner, big fan of the show as well, just like all of you, wants to offer a 25% off axe throwing session over at Bananas Axe Cabana Orlando to all of you wild and crazy game heads. Just use the promo code GameHeads25 on any 1 or 2 hour booking and get the discount. Can you name another place that's offering you this deal? Once you hit that first bullseye, you're hooked at Bananas Axe Cabana.
Crews working on a crash. Florida's Turnpike southbound after 417. It's a slow ride on I-4 eastbound between 417 and 535. Also, still accident blocking the right shoulder, I-4 eastbound at Sand Lake Road. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Katie Wilkins.
This report is sponsored by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
The biggest stars from all genres of music that you love listening to all year long. Don't miss our 2026 iHeartRadio Music Awards. Watch live on Fox tonight, starting at 8 p.m. And listen on iHeartRadio stations across America and the free iHeart app.
Trashy is a proud partner of the 2026 iHeartRadio Music Awards. This spring, turn your closet clutter into rewards with the Take Back Bag. Learn more and get started at trashy.io.
The Maps app that came with your phone? It's fine if you enjoy waiting and guessing and inefficient routes. Or you could use MapQuest. MapQuest is back with live directions, real-time traffic, and faster routes. It moves when you move. Best of all, no printer needed. No paper. No more missed turns. Just you and the app. Get there fast with MapQuest. Download the MapQuest app on the App Store or visit MapQuest.com. MapQuest, still getting you there.
Here's something most of us don't want to think about, but probably should. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton here for our friend Mike Lester and the team at Talon Wealth Management.
That thing we don't want to talk about is a will. If you don't have one, Mike and his team would like to help you out. They'll start you off with a comprehensive financial plan.
If you are 55 or over and have saved at least $250,000 for retirement, the Talon Comprehensive Financial Plan is complimentary. And when that plan's in hand, you will also receive the gift of a will and trust courtesy of Talon Wealth.
The folks at Talon Wealth are not attorneys, but they work with a group of attorneys who'll provide a will and trust at no charge to you. Reach out at 813-755-5000. 813-755-5000. One more time, that's 813-755-5000. And be sure and tell them that Clay and Buck sent you.
Advisory services offered through Talon Private Wealth LLC, a SEC registered investment advisor. The information provided is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be construed as legal, tax, or financial advice.
Local folks in uniform know that when it comes to jewelry, IDC rolls out the red carpet every time.
I actually bought my wife's wedding and engagement ring from IDC.
Meet Jamison Kenzie, a firefighter and paramedic who took advantage of International Diamond Center's 15% discount for first responders.
Amazing to get that discount and get something much prettier than I probably could have without it.
At IDC, we love our heroes.
People like myself and all the other first responders, it helps us in our budgets and every day to know that there's a place like IDC that we can go and get incredible value for amazing product.
International Diamond Center, always going out of our way to deliver exceptional value for those milestone moments in everyone's life, and always just a little bit extra for our military and first responders.
My name's Jamison Kinsey, and I'm a firefighter paramedic, and I've been super grateful for everything IDC has done for myself and our department.
International Diamond Center, proud to serve those who serve us. 3 convenient Orlando locations.
Before smartphones, there was MapQuest. Before GPS, there was MapQuest. Before Google Maps, there was MapQuest. And guess what? MapQuest is back. Now on your phone. No printer required. Download the MapQuest app on the App Store or visit MapQuest.com.
I don't know about you, but I can't stand when I see creepy crawlies all over my house. That's why I have to have a pest control provider that doesn't just treat the pest problem, they solve it. You can keep your home protected from the bugs all year long. Get yourself a termite bond while you're at it. Tell them that Brandon Kravitz and Mike Bianchi from Game On sent you by. Get 10% off of your initial service. Burn Pest is a family-run operation right here in our backyard in Central Florida. Go and find them online easily, and don't stress about these pests anymore. It's burnpest.com.
Professional wrestling fans, the action continues every week. Watch TNA Thursday Night Impact every week on AMC. Don't miss the adrenaline, the drama, and the total non-stop action. Don't miss the action of TNA Thursday Night Impact every week on AMC. For showtimes and more information, visit TNAWrestling.com.
We are Orlando's sports leader, broadcasting live from the FM 96.9 The Game studio. Brought to you by the Nickley Group, Orlando's home team. Doing real estate differently. TheNickleyGroup.com. College basketball back in the spotlight. March Hoops will have everyone talking.
That game was unbelievable. Whose brackets are busted?
Cinderella stories and buzzer beaters that make history. Lock into Fox Sports Radio is your #1 preset on the iHeart Radio app. Plus, binge on demand podcasts for more coverage with the Dan Patrick Show, The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
Their front line looks like an NBA front line.
And more. Search college basketball on the iHeart Radio app to stay in the know. Want to access your favorite 96.9 The Game shows in an instant? Just make us your number one preset in the iHeart Radio app.
Get hurt in a game? We tough it out. Feel exhausted? We push on. Feeling down? We pull ourselves up by the bootstraps. But there are times when bootstraps aren't enough. When stress gets to us and we need to talk to someone about what we're really going through. So we're going to reach out because sometimes mental health is not a one-person job. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
The UCF Knights play here. Catch every game right here on 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and the iHeart Radio app. Welcome back to the premier afternoon sports show in the state of Florida. Game On with Mike Bianchi and Brandon Kravitz.
Back at it here on Game On. A shout-out is in order to Ricardo Moreira, general manager of Orlando City, for snagging one of the biggest signings in team history, perhaps one of the biggest signings in MLS history. Antoine Griezmann, French legend, coming to O-Town. Just how big is it? Let's check in with MLS Apple TV analyst Dax McCarty to discuss it. Dax, welcome back to the show. How you doing today?
I'm doing great, guys. Thanks for having me.
So am I right to call this one of the biggest signings in MLS history? Would that be accurate?
I think that would be accurate. I mean, what's the range here? Are we going top 10, top 20, top 30? I would
say top 10. I think top 10 to me would count as one of the biggest.
I think he's right in that 10 to 15 range for sure. I definitely think you can make arguments for, higher or lower, to be completely honest, just based on the sheer volume of amazing players that have graced the U.S. shores. But Antoine Griezmann, it's a transcendent signing, no question about it. The biggest signing for Orlando City since Kaká, and one that should get the fan base extremely excited again after, quite frankly, gentlemen, as you know, a really poor start to the season for Orlando City. This is the type of signing, this is the type of energy that can completely change the fortunes of an organization from top to bottom.
My skepticism says we're looking at somebody that's age 35 that's joining midway through the season, a season that does feel like it could potentially be lost by then. But how much does he have left in the tank? How's he playing right now?
Well, look no further than what he's doing with his club team right now. He's playing for Atletico Madrid, one of the best club teams in the world. They're still in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. They're in the final of the Copa del Rey, which is essentially the U.S. Open Cup for Spain. So he's still playing big minutes, and he's already scored double-digit goals this year. He's still getting assists. He's not a regular starter per se. He's not starting every single game for Atletico Madrid because they do have a ton of different attacking options. But he's still playing a bunch of games. He's still fit. He's still sharp. And he doesn't have to worry about getting called up to the French national team anymore. He retired from the French national team, so he doesn't have to worry about that travel and that grind. And let me just go ahead and paint the picture for you guys, because in soccer, the most games I played in my career in any one season, guys, in Major League Soccer was in the low 40s. I played 42, 43 games back in one season with the New York Red Bulls. The lowest amount of games Antoine Griezmann has ever played in his entire career is 39 games in a season. And so that should tell you the longevity that he's had, the durability that his body has had. He's one of the best signings that they could have made in Major League Soccer.
Dax, you mentioned Kaká earlier. I believe he was 35 as well when Orlando City got him. Like Kaká was past his prime, or somewhat past his prime, obviously, when Orlando City signed him. Is that the same with Griezmann?
So I think you have to have a bit of context when it comes to players coming to MLS at a heightened age and whether they're in their prime or not, right? Kaká is a great example. Kaká coming to MLS in his mid-30s. We're talking about a World Cup winner, a player who's won almost every trophy that there is to win. And we're talking about a player in Antoine Griezmann who's a World Cup winner. He's won almost every trophy on offer in Europe. And I go back to his fitness and I go back to his durability. Now, are we getting Antoine Griezmann as a fresh 25-year-old who's going to play 90 minutes every single game and play 50 games a season? Well, no, I don't think that's realistic. But you're still getting a world-class, high-quality player that, listen, MLS has come a long way, guys. There's no question about it. The level of MLS is not what it was 10 years ago. It's significantly higher. It's significantly more challenging. But a player like Antoine Griezmann, who's so flexible, who can play, he's adaptable, he can play a bunch of different positions, and what he does is he makes teammates around him better. He can raise the level of a group. So while I would say, no, he's not in his physical and athletic prime at the age of 35, I think that would be reckless to say that. He will still be a difference maker and a game changer in Major League Soccer, even at his age.
Dax, we haven't talked to you since Orlando City made the coaching change. Oscar Pereira obviously out. Is there some sort of, like, 3 games in, that's everybody seems to think, something must have happened. Is there some inside scoop that we're all missing? Why was that change made so suddenly?
Well, if there is an inside scoop, I certainly don't have it. I'm just an analyst, man. I like to analyze what I see on the surface, and I have a personal relationship with Oscar Pereira. He was actually an assistant coach for me when I started my career way back when with FC Dallas. And so I just read the tea leaves, guys, and it seemed to me like at the end of last year, especially with how last year ended for Oscar and for Orlando City, getting dominated in the play-in game in Chicago, that the writing was on the wall. And now Oscar Pereira was under contract with Orlando City until, I believe, 2027 or 2028. So they had a significant investment in him to continue on as head coach. But it seemed to me like maybe that had run its course. And so it can happen in the game where coaches have essentially their message has maybe just gotten a little bit stale and both parties just want to amicably move on. Now, is that what happened in this case? I couldn't say for sure, but it definitely seemed to me like the way Orlando finished last year and started this year, they were going to have to start the season significantly better if Oscar was going to continue on to lead this team for the rest of 2026. And once that result happened against NYC, losing 5-0 on the road, you've got some discipline issues with players getting red cards, and generally the team looking just a little bit out of sorts. It stands to reason that Ricardo Moreira and the ownership decided that a change was in the best interest of the players in the organization. But I say that with a caveat. The caveat being the grass isn't always greener. Oscar Pereira led Orlando City to the playoffs every single year he was the head coach and won the U.S. Open Cup in 2022. Make no mistake about it, he is one of the best coaches in Major League Soccer. Now, that's not to say that a new coach will come in and not lead this team to better heights and to higher heights, but again, he deserves his praise and his flowers for what he did for this club.
Always appreciate your insights. Dax McCarty, MLS Apple TV analyst, one of the best going right now.
So good.
Dax, we really appreciate it.
Anytime, guys. Appreciate you having me, as always.
Orlando resident, 407 number for Dax McCarty as well.
Dax knows what happened with Oscar.
Well, if he's close with him, but does he get to tell us? It's a different story. Up next.
I think he just did tell us.
Florida Attorney General has made it clear that he stands opposed to the Rooney Rule. We'll get his side of the story right after this.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be right back after this.
Every great team has a playbook. You've got a game plan for your job, your schedule, your kids, your vacation. But do you actually have a retirement playbook? That's what Trajan Wealth helped me build. Not just picking stocks or funds. I'm talking about a real plan, income and retirement tax strategies, when to take Social Security, estate planning, all of it working together. What I liked most was they explained everything in plain English. I never felt like I was being talked down to, and I never felt like I was being sold something I didn't need. I'm a client now, and I'll tell you, having a real plan just helps you sleep better at night because you actually know where you stand. So call Trajan Wealth today at 407-204-0300. Tell them Mike Bianchi sent you. Or visit TrajanWealth.com to schedule your free consultation. That's TRAJAN Wealth.com. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth LLC, SEC registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Actual client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
The City Beautiful now has a pro volleyball squad that we can all rally behind. The MLV champs, the Orlando Valkyries. Fast, loud, flying above the net, non-stop entertainment. Professional women's volleyball is one of the best live sports that is out there. And we've got a game head section that you can be a part of. Just email me, Kravitz at 969thegame.com, and we'll see if we can get you a seat on us. Bring the friends, bring the family, bring the noise, and head coach Amy Pauley will bring the dubs. It's the Valkyries, Orlando's pro volleyball team.
People don't listen to radio ads. While you're driving or making a sandwich, your subconscious pays full attention. So relax. Let it take over.
Sunday makes yard care simple with a custom plan based on your soil, climate, and yard size. No pesticides, no harsh stuff.
Sunday lawn plan.
Order today and get your
Custom Sunday lawn plan.
ready for the season ahead. Sunday, a smarter, healthier yard.
Saturday, March 28th, the PFL brings two massive middleweight fights to Pittsburgh. Former middleweight world champion Johnny Eblen takes on Brian the Butcher Battle. And Pittsburgh's own Dalton Rasta takes on former champ Impa Kasunganai. Don't miss the action Saturday, March 28th at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN2.
If you care about soccer, you care about moments. And the road to 26 starts here this week, with test matches starting as we start hosting some of the biggest names in the sport. BetOnline is where real soccer betting lives. Global markets, sharp odds, and player props built for fans who follow more than just the headlines. BetOnline gives you live in-game wagering and in-game odds that shift with every goal, every card, every turning point. The road is long, and this is where the story starts. BetOnline. The game starts here.
Before smartphones, there was MapQuest. Before GPS, there was MapQuest. Before Google Maps, there was MapQuest. And guess what? MapQuest is back. Now on your phone. No printer required. Download the MapQuest app on the App Store or visit MapQuest.com.
Orlando Magic basketball lives here on 96.9 The Game, and your game day Magic coverage is powered by IBEW Local 606. Proud to serve electrical workers across Central Florida, providing its members with a supportive community, training, valuable benefits, and advancement opportunities. IBEW Local 606 has been powering and serving Central Florida for over 75 years, and they are the dream team for electrical workers across this area. For more info, head to IBEWLocal606.org and go Magic.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese. Protect your home with factory direct impact windows from Reese Windows and Doors. At Reese, they've been installing affordable, high-quality windows for over 50 years, and most windows are installed in under 8 weeks. Get out your phone because now is your chance to win them for free. Just text the word TRUST to 20129 to win $25,000 in new windows from Reese Windows and Doors. Text TRUST to 20129 and good luck from Reese Windows and Doors.
It's time to bet, win, and connect in 2026. If you think you know the market better than your friends and peers, Better Edge is the place to profit off of that advantage. Better Edge is a social betting marketplace trusted by over 35,000 bettors, including me. Better Edge is where I first discovered that you can actually churn a profit betting on sports. With the best odds and prices anywhere in the market, it's a no-brainer for sharp sports bettors. Use the promo code BeatBrandon at sign-up for $20 upon your first arrival. It's BetterEdge.com or the Better Edge app.
On MLB opening day, baseball isn't just back, it's back on NBC and Peacock. And leading off, it's a coast-to-coast doubleheader. First, the Pirates take on the Mets in NYC. Then in primetime, the Diamondbacks visit the World Series champion Dodgers. Let's start the show. MLB is back on NBC and Peacock. Today, 1 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Eastern.
Professional wrestling fans, the action continues every week. Watch TNA Thursday Night Impact every week on AMC. Don't miss the adrenaline, the drama, and the total non-stop action. Don't miss the action of TNA Thursday Night Impact every week on AMC. For showtimes and more information, visit TNAWrestling.com.
Wait until you hear this. You could save hundreds by switching to AARP Auto Insurance from The Hartford. Visit trusthartford.com. The Hartford, your protection is our passion. The Hartford Insurance Group, Inc. pays royalty fees to AARP for the use of its intellectual property. AARP and its affiliates are not insurers. Savings vary.
This is the beat of sports.
So as we throw the ball up in this great basketball tournament, that tournament that we love so much, I don't know if in 5 years it's going to look the same. I know one thing, it'll be expanded. Someone's going to look and go, yeah, those small conferences, let's change it. And you're going to end up with leagues that if they get to 20 or 24, that 15, 16 teams make the conference tournament? So yes, as football moves towards whatever it's headed toward, it'll have a trickle-down effect. And if Greg Sankey ever pulled the card of telling his members, guys, we got more money to make if we just break away and we go 16-20, screw the Big Ten. We'll just play SEC football and we'll crown our own champion. That'll have a domino effect on basketball. So enjoy what we see now, because I don't know if you're going to see that in years to come.
The beat of sports with Mark Daniels. Weekday mornings following the bridge at 9:30 on FM 96.9 The Game, Orlando's sports leader.
March Madness resumes tonight with the start of the Sweet 16. South and West regional games are on tap. Former Florida quarterback DJ Lagway told USA Today that he struggled with his mental health during his time with the Gators, leading to isolation from teammates. The Magic will try to stop a 6-game slide tonight when they host Sacramento. Orlando has slipped to 10th in the East during the skid. I'm Seth Everett.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by iHeartAdvertising.com. Run a business and not thinking about radio? Think again, because people are listening to radio more today than they did 20 years ago. And only iHeartRadio connects with more Americans than TV, digital, even social. Learn how radio can help your business. Call 844-844-iHeart.
The Magic look to stay the kings of the Kia Center Court as they face Sacramento. Our coverage begins at 6:30 with Magic Tonight. Tip time is 7 p.m. Catch every minute right here on your exclusive home for Orlando Magic basketball. FM 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and streaming on the absolutely free iHeartRadio app.
What's up, everybody? This is Emmitt Smith.
Smith up the middle. Bounces at the 10, to the 5, cut to the right, cut to the left. Oh, no! Emmitt Smith.
You're listening to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
The NFL's Rooney Rule has been in place, I believe, since 2003, if I remember reading it right. It appears, though, it's set to face a legal challenge right here in the free state of Florida. Florida Attorney General James Uthmeyer announced his office has sent a letter regarding the Rooney Rule to NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell ahead of the league's annual meeting coming up next week. Listen to the Attorney General talking about it.
I'm Attorney General James Uthmeyer. Next week, the NFL's annual league meeting begins in Phoenix, Arizona, and the NFL draft is only a month away. Ahead of the annual meeting, my office is sending a letter to the NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell regarding the league's hiring practices. Specifically, the use of the so-called Rooney Rule, which requires NFL teams to interview candidates based on race. The NFL's use of the Rooney Rule violates Florida law by requiring race-based considerations in hiring. Florida law is clear. Hiring decisions cannot be based on race, and the Rooney Rule mandates race-based interviews and incentivizes race-based decisions. That's discrimination. We're demanding the NFL suspend the Rooney Rule, and failure to do so may result in enforcement actions against the league for race-based discrimination. NFL teams and their fans don't care about the race of the coaching staff. They want a merit-based system that gives their team the best chance to win. Thank you.
Okay, so that's our Attorney General, James Uthmeyer, talking about the Rooney Rule, and they're going to challenge, sounds like they're going to challenge the NFL. The NFL's not responded as of yet, but he said, the Rooney Rule is essentially hiring decisions based on race. And first of all, let's call this what it is, all right? It's political grandstanding at its finest. But that's what our politicians do today. I'm no legal expert, but in my opinion, Kravitz, the Rooney Rule, it doesn't make hiring decisions based on race. It does make interview decisions.
That's exactly what it is. I mean, he lost all credibility with me when he said hiring practices. It's not about hiring. It's not a hiring rule.
No, it's an interviewing rule. It's an interviewing rule. You have to interview at least 2 minority candidates, and women are included in that, for coaching or front office positions that come open. And let's face it, if you didn't have the Rooney Rule, then it would just be a bunch of white candidates. You want to know why? Because all the owners are a bunch of old white guys, all right? And they're probably going to feel more comfortable interviewing and hiring white candidates. We know that. I mean, look at how many black head coaches we have now. 3?
We have 3.
3 out of how many teams? 30?
32.
32 teams. 3 out of 32 teams. And the league is 70% black. So I guess he would have some legal merit if you want to get right down the brass tacks and say these decisions are based on race. But they are. They're based on race. There's no question about it.
But decisions are not based on race. Interviews. A single interview. From what I've read, it's just 1. You said 2.
No, I think it's 2.
Maybe they added 2 because we've seen more women in the field as well. So whatever. We don't need to get lost on that. But this is about interviewing. This is not about hiring. And truthfully, it hasn't really impacted hiring all that much. And the real reason for that is the pipeline. I don't believe black head coaches are getting hired or minority coaches are getting hired to be head coaches. There's a little bit of that comfort with your own race, which, by the way, uncomfortable conversation for us all to have, is not just a white thing.
Right.
I think black-owned businesses are more comfortable hiring black individuals. Right. Spanish-owned businesses are more comfortable hiring Spanish employees. Same thing when you walk into an Asian restaurant. Are most of the people working not Asian? I mean, it's just you hire people that look like you. And even if you're not racist, I think it's just something that we all naturally do. I've been in a hiring position, and 95% of the people I've hired have been white. I mean, part of it's the candidate pool. Part of it is it's your unconscious or subconscious mind. But the bigger problem here is not about racism. It's about the pipeline of coaches in football. Whatever the number is, it's overwhelming of offensive coordinators that become head coaches. Look around the league. So we say 3 head coaches in the league are black.
3 out of 32.
You know how many offensive coordinators are black? I think the number is 0. That's the problem. So if they want to actually fix the Rooney Rule, it shouldn't even be about head coaches. Head coaches from the NFL side. Here, I'm going to side with the Attorney General for a second. That's the NFL's version of grandstanding and politicking. If you actually want to fix the problem, this should be isolated to the coordinator position. Because if you started hiring black offensive coordinators, you know what you'd end up with? Black head coaches. So if that's the problem you're trying to fix, just giving a defensive coordinator or running backs coach or whatever the stereotype is of a black coach, just giving them an interview when the owner is just going to go, I want the guy who's working next to McVay and McVay's assistant is white, then there you go. That's the issue. If they actually want to fix the problem, that's how you do it.
Okay, but again, back to the Rooney Rule as it stands. Mike Tomlin is the best example. Mike Tomlin was essentially just a Rooney Rule. He was almost considered a token interview when the Steelers hired him, all right? But because of the Rooney Rule, they interviewed him, and he knocked their socks off in the interview process. And they loved him, and they hired him. Why? Because of the Rooney Rule. To me, the Rooney Rule... The Rooney Rule, I disagree with the Attorney General. The Rooney Rule does not exclude opportunities. It expands opportunities. It expands opportunities for a list of candidates. You don't have to hire the black candidate, but interviewing black candidates, you expand the hiring pool. So.
Yeah, and it's been a net positive for the NFL, even if they haven't quite perfected it. I agree with that. Up next, your texts, your talkbacks. We want to hear from you on the show, the people, after this.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Look, I love basketball, I love football, but nothing fills the coffers quite like baseball season because, my friends, The Undertaker is back. Download the Hard Rock Bet app today and get in on all of these early season baseball totals when the pitching is elite, the air is still cool. If betting on the diamond isn't your thing, they've got Sweet 16 lines as well. NBA futures, you can bet the league night after night. They got 10 games left in the regular season. Here's my card for the rest of the day, by the way. I've got the Guardians and the Mariners under 6.5 runs. Illinois and the Sweet 16 plus 2.5 against Houston. You know I love the Illini this year. And the Hornets on the money line against the New York Knicks. Join the sports betting revolution online by downloading the app today. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Orlando, are you ready for a weekend getaway that's got something for everyone? Then pack your bags and head to Mission Resort and Club in beautiful Howey in the Hills, right there next to Claremont. Not only can you tee off on 2 stunning championship golf courses, El Campeon and Las Colinas, but you can also play pickleball, tennis, or rent a boat at the marina and explore the largest chain of lakes in Florida. They're beautiful, and when the day winds down, relax at the spa or dine at one of their 4 fabulous on-site restaurants. The Sunday Champagne Brunch is a feast you will thoroughly enjoy. Mission Resort is perfect for couples, families, or anyone just looking for a little escape close to home. If you just want to come over for a day of golf, book those tee times, and when you check in at the pro shop, tell them Mike Bianchi, the Bulldog, sent you, and you'll get a free bucket of range balls. For hotel reservations and tee times, go to missionresortandclub.com. That's missionresortandclub.com. Mission Resort, Central Florida's hidden gem, is just waiting for you.
Pretty sluggish ride on I-4 eastbound between 408 and Ivanhoe Boulevard. Lots of company as well. I-4 westbound between Sand Lake Road and 535, and there's a crash blocking the shoulder 417 northbound before you get to Lake Mary Boulevard. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Katie Wilkins.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. My Lowe's Pro Rewards members buy more and save more, like up to 25% off select molding when you spend $1,000 or more. Shop Pro Savings Days deals now at Lowe's. Valid through 3/27. Selection varies by location while supplies last. Visit the Pro Desk or Lowe's.com/terms for more details. Subject to change.
If you want your windows there and we pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Win $25,000 in new impact windows from Reese Windows. Pick up your phone and text the word TRUST right now to 20129. That's TRUST to 20129.
Hey, it's Howie Mandel, and I am inviting you to witness history as me and my Howie Do It gaming team take on Gilly the King and Wallow 267's $1 million gaming right now at globalgamingleague.com. That's globalgamingleague.com.
Presented by Atlas Earth and Level Up Expo.
You'll use the radio in your car more than anything else. When buying a new car, make sure the AM/FM is simple, clear, and convenient.
Join us daily on 96.9 The Game for your Embers Only Cigar of the Week, brought to you by Corona Cigar Company. Luxury cigar lifestyle, fine spirits, and relaxation await at your nearest Corona Cigar. Dr. Phillips, downtown, Heathrow, or online at coronacigar.com.
Before smartphones, there was MapQuest. Before GPS, there was MapQuest. Before Google Maps, there was MapQuest. And guess what? MapQuest is back. Now on your phone. No printer required. Download the MapQuest app on the App Store or visit mapquest.com.
It's Bowen. Join Matt and me on our podcast, Las Culturistas, where we talk to Nicole Kidman, Kristen Wiig, and so many more. Download and listen on the iHeart Radio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm worth more.
I'm worth a little more.
You bet I'm worth more.
You know what? You're right. And we want to pay more at Give Me the VIN, because good cars are worth more, and so are you. For top price, trust, and ease of transaction, GiveMeTheVIN.com Talonpratt.com, America's best car buyer.
Here's something most of us don't want to think about, but probably should. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton here for our friend Mike Lester and the team at Talon Wealth Management.
That thing we don't want to talk about is a will. If you don't have one, Mike and his team would like to help you out. They'll start you off with a comprehensive financial plan.
If you are 55 or over and have saved at least $250,000 for retirement, the Talon Comprehensive Financial Plan is complimentary. And when that plan's in hand, you will also receive the gift of a will and trust courtesy of Talon Wealth.
The folks at Talon Wealth are not attorneys, but they work with a group of attorneys who'll provide a will and trust at no charge to you. Reach out at 813-755-5000. 813-755-5000. One more time, that's 813-755-5000. And be sure and tell them that Clay and Buck sent you.
Advisory services offered through Talon Private Wealth, LLC, a SEC-registered investment advisor. The information provided is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be construed as legal, tax, or financial advice.
Follow the game on Facebook at 96.9 The Game. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
DQ presents the Spicy Menu. For a limited time, try the new Flamethrower Chicken Strip Basket for $6.99 with spicy, bold strips that heat you up. Served with a side of famous DQ soft serve as a dip to cool you down. That's right. Dip those spicy chicken strips right into soft serve. Plus fries and toast, all for just $6.99. And add a new pineapple lemonade sparkler or cooler made with tahini. It's the limited time only Spicy Menu. Get it delivered in the DQ app. Happy, tastes good. Participation may vary.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic, made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
I know nothing about glizzies. I don't know any Cardi B songs. I don't know, what's the guy singing the national anthem?
Charlie Puth.
Charlie Puth. Never heard of him.
Cardi B is very funny. Very, she's very funny. You should give her a follow on your TikTok.
What? What are you talking about? I don't even know how to get on TikTok. Can you get on it on your laptop? Because I've tried. I've tried to get on the TikTok machine on my laptop, and it won't let me. It says I have to be on my phone. I don't want to be on my phone. I want to be on my laptop.
Listen to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz weekdays starting at 3 p.m. on FM 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and streaming on the iHeart Radio app. WYGM Orlando, WJRR HD2, Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human.
This is Franz Wagner of the Orlando Magic, and you're listening to the premier sports talk radio show in the state of Florida. Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Welcome back to Game On. We've got Magic Kings coming up later tonight. Pre-game coverage at 6:30. Tip-off at 7 p.m. This Magic pre-game update brought to you by IBEW Local 606. Proud to serve electrical workers across Central Florida, providing its members a supportive community, training, valuable benefits, and advancement opportunities. Absolute must-win for the Magic tonight. That kind of goes without saying, so I'm not going to...
must-win.
It's a must-win. They've lost 6 in a row. You've got the Kings in the house. I mean, they should honestly, if they lose this game, you might want to just ask one of the lottery teams, would you like to be in the play-in, and we'll trade slots with you. You have to win. Jalen Suggs did go through shoot-around today, so that looks like he's going to be active for this game. That helps.
Plus, Franz Wagner is practicing with the Osceola Magic, so he likely will be back soon.
Magic only 2 slots out of the 6th seed, and they play the Raptors on Sunday. That would be a direct 1-for-1 because they're in that spot. So Magic still have a chance to climb out of the play-in, as weird as that sounds with how uneven this team has been. I want to get to the text line in a moment. One thing that, before I delete this file off of my computer, that I wanted to read, this is based on a conversation we had yesterday about bad business moves, bad career moves off of the Howard Schnellenberger discussion about him leaving Miami for the USFL job. This is one that I read. Western Union, back in 1876, the president of Western Union had the chance to buy the telephone patent, but declined, citing that it was a ridiculous invention and chose to stick with the telegraph.
Nah, damn right.
What is this?
Nobody will use it. Nobody will use the telephone. It's always going to be the telegraph.
You can hear them as they speak? What kind of buffoonery is this? Chicanery. All right, let's get to the text line, 50857.
Our text question, by the way, is, since baseball season's opening day, a story about your first baseball mitt. Your first baseball glove.
We want to know.
Absolutely.
That sweet memory when you...
Betty Nixon.
When you went to the store and your mom said, do you want that glove? And you said, yeah. And then you wore it.
I told you, Betty Nixon lived next door. She worked at Sears, got a 10% discount for my first baseball glove, Ted Williams model.
It's really nice that you, at the age of 8, appreciated a 10% discount.
Absolutely.
Most 8-year-olds really don't have a frame of reference for what that means. Which back then was probably like $1 off.
Picked it out of the Sears catalog.
Now you're talking.
Yeah.
Somebody said disagree on the prop statement, BK, because I said that if you're 3, if you get a glove at around 3 or 4 years old, it's a prop. You're not actually using a glove because you don't have the dexterity to catch a baseball. They said I was playing wiffle ball at the age of 4. I was the 4th child. I was playing wiffle ball in diapers.
Wow.
Okay. You got started young.
Why were you wearing diapers at age 4?
I think I may have. Oh, they said they were the 4th child.
Oh, okay.
It had refreshed, so I assumed that it said 4, but they said they were the 4th child. That would be a different conversation for a different day. Somebody said, I remember my first baseball glove. They had the McGregor Ted Williams glove. I also recall the glove my dad used to play catch with. Great memories. Like, do you remember the standing out in the front yard playing catch with your dad?
There was, I do. We were out in the front yard and we were getting ready to play catch, and my dad said, "Hey, I got to go in the house and get something."
And then what happened?
And then he never came back out. He never came back out. In fact, we never saw him again. He left my mom with 6 kids and went to California with his mistress, Jane. And that was the end.
How can you not be romantic about baseball? Picture Mike out in the front yard with his new glove, his new Ted Williams Sears 10% off glove, just throwing the ball and then walking slowly over, sauntering to go get it, picking it up, and then throwing it back to nothing. Oh, sad Mike Bianchi. I'm glad we can laugh about it now. We still have a lot to get to here on the show. In fact, right around the corner, after the Fox Sports Update, we're going to read through some of these texts. You guys have been lighting us up on this Rooney Rule topic of Florida Attorney General saying that it is unconstitutional and he's going to battle the NFL. And we're going to get your thoughts on that coming up momentarily. We still have Bet It or Forget It. We still have our top story of the day, some DJ Lagway news to get to. But before we get to any of that, we've got a Fox Sports Update on opening day in Major League Baseball. I'm sure that the fine folks at Fox are going to deliver the scores of the day. We're back in 60 seconds.